And welcome back to Informed Sources. Memphis Mayor Paul Young indicated this week that he plans to reappoint interim chief C.J. Davis as the official chief of police. Now, back in January, the city council tabled a vote to reappoint Davis as Memphis police chief, and she was given the title of interim chief instead. Jerry Green was one of 7 council members who voted no back in January when a motion to reappoint Davis failed by a vote of 6-7. Green says it was no then, and it's no now.
Crime is still the #1 issue in my district and in this city, and we haven't seen a real plan. We haven't seen any change.
Mayor Young says he plans to start the process of reappointing Davis when the city council completes the annual budget process. Chairman, I know this is a topic you're ready to weigh in on for sure. What type of reception will interim chief C.J. Davis receive this time from the council, you think?
I think, for the general public, we have to know where we are. This item was not held, this item was not withdrawn, this item was tabled, which means any action that's taken must be taken by the council. So the mayor can ask the council to do something, but he does not have the authority to reappoint her. So you will need a city council member, and the city council member along with 6 other council members to take the item off the table to have a discussion. But, for me and my colleagues, we ultimately are listening to the people of Memphis, trying to figure out where we are with crime. Do we feel like that crime has subsided? And we know that has not been the case. Where are we with homicides? Do we have a crime plan? And ultimately, what I hope happens is there's a consensus among the people of Memphis how they want to proceed as it relates to the role of police chief.
So what reservations, for those who don't know, perhaps that you had some months ago, and where do you stand today? Are you ready to vote yes or no?
Well, for me, I've been saying this since 2019. We were sitting down on the other side having this same conversation. My position is always the same. I think the role of an elected official, especially in this capacity, is ultimately to bend to the will of the people. And right now, I don't know if there's a clear indication from the people of Memphis on what they want to do. So I'm going to keep listening to the people. But, as it relates to my reservations, I still would opine we don't have a crime plan. There is no unity amongst the police force. If you just talk to the folks who are on the ground, they will all say various reservations. And, generally speaking, and when we talk about law enforcement, I'm not a law enforcement officer. I don't, live in that world. But what I do understand is in order to have effective policing strategy or effective police department, we need someone at the top who commands the respect of the people they lead.
So, Commissioner Mills, what goes on in Memphis, a lot of people have said, obviously impacts Shelby County, all throughout the Mid-South for that matter as well. Is Memphis crime moving in the right direction? How do you see it from the county commission standpoint?
Not yet. I don't think we're where we need to be. I think with the crime, a lot of people are staying home and not doing as much as they want to or feel comfortable doing what they're normally used to doing, going to the grocery store, just everyday runs outside their home. As far as the reappointment, I would look to the rank and file, as the chairman stated. Where are they and how do they feel about her leadership to get us to the point where we do all feel safe again and the crime's gone down?
So, Kevin, when it comes to selling the city of Memphis, all of its assets, this place being a destination point for so many folks, so many tourists around the world, does what's happening with crime make your job even harder? I mean, is it an issue, whoever that police chief is, making sure we have the right person in place?
No question about that. Crime, and I know we always want to say it's a total Memphis thing. Whether it's the speeding and the donuts in the middle of intersections and the cars and the drag racing around I-240, et cetera. That's going on in major cities all over the country. That's not just a Memphis thing. Recently I was with one of my counterparts from a very respected city in North Carolina, and they were telling me about their recent problems. And within about 30 seconds, I said, wait, you're talking about Memphis. And I realized that a lot of these challenges are going on, since COVID especially, are going on all over the country in major cities. But yes, crime does impact tourism. I think it's really impacted people coming to downtown Memphis.
Absolutely.
Because downtown always seems to be you know, in the spotlight. Even if it wasn't something in downtown, they will show downtown, regardless of where the problems are. So, you know, it does impact tourism, but, you know, national statistics says that crime is up 31% across the United States since COVID. And we have a problem in this country. Yes, we have a problem in Memphis, but we have a problem in this country. Of course, all I worry about is Memphis. But I want to always be fair to everybody, equal opportunity. Memphis is not alone on this. There's other cities that are dealing with it. A lot of cities are dealing with this.
All right. When we come back, we will shift our focus from crime to education and taxes. We'll talk about the decision by Memphis Shelby County Schools to opt out of the state's new arming teachers law, and we'll discuss the city's proposed property tax increase. That's next on Informed Sources.